Okay, Shalom. Shalom. Kwam Yasha Koholoyim La. Yahweh. Bahashim. Yahweh Shai. Bahashim. Rakahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water toward the H.I.M and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yah Hanan the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And, just wanted to touch on this picture with Donald Trump and, the comments that's in this actual article. And this Getty's image, so this is a real image. As you can see behind his head, it appears to be, horns, which you know what I'm saying. This nigga is the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? He is the one of those, Esau in general is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan on this planet, man. And this guy is, he's really that cruel Lord, man. The shit that he's pulling off and doing. But this is like actually that's an eagle in the backdrop that's behind him, and they probably set this up for real. You know what I'm saying? This could be an actual setup from Esau, man. Let me get a quick scripture real quick, because they set up they're into symbolism and shit like that, but. We understand it. Hey, this guy is the damn devil anyway, though. Let's get this one out. Psalm 64 and 8 real quick. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, right? So they tell on each other, man, when it comes straight down to it, And Esau, he's coming down with that great wrath because he knows that he had but a short time. So he's just blatantly out there. He don't give a fuck how he's letting things come out. He just doesn't care. He's just, gun off the hip. He's shooting at everybody. he doesn't care, man. But let's get a little bit of the article. I mean, it is what it is. That's just the photo, because I was looking like, well, damn, where the photo at? But this is Keith Edwards blue check, so we, it's official on his end. New picture of Trump with devil horns just dropped, right? And you can clearly see it's got a lot of hits, man. It's got almost 70,000 likes, and I'm pretty certain 403 replies as of, I guess, when this article actually dropped. But you can see the people that's leaving comments, or people that's on X, and these people on X, they have a lot of followers, so they actually pushing this shit around. And this is not the first time, it's a lot of, that's why, who knows, they may be setting this up, because there's too many photos of this guy where, it's just something showing that he's the fucking devil, man. But that's Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai too, exposing this man. Okay, but it says, let me see here. I don't need to get all the article, but it says new photo of Trump with devil horn sparks online frenzy. And this is in Raw Story. Look at all that damn makeup on his hand right here. Look at this. Look at all that makeup on his hand. He's trying to hide those bruises, man. That sickness. And I've seen a few articles too as well. They're going into his health. I guess he's supposed to have this new checkup. And, pretty much they're basically like, the White House is lying about the health of this guy, because he's like 80 years old. He's looking pretty damn wore down. I can't imagine this motherfucker, is he, he doesn't appear to be getting no sleep. Okay, but it says a new photograph taken Thursday when President Donald Trump has ignited an online frenzy with the placement of a golden bald eagle, and that's Esau's symbol. That's a thing as well. That's another symbol, because that eagle being in the backdrop, it just so happened he's sitting right where the wings is shooting up, making it look like his horns. But this is Esau, going back thousands of years. All these Edomites, man, use that eagle as their going back to old Rome. They all use that eagle as their symbol, man. That all seeing, because the eagle, it has that sight, just being up high and seeing down and peering down 5 miles on his prey, you know what I'm saying, type of deal. So it's very symbolic of Esau to use that eagle, man, as their, their national so-called bird, because I think it was, who was it? One of those presidents back in the day wanted to use the turkey. I think, I'm not sure exactly who it was. I want to say Benjamin Franklin, which he's not a president, but I think, I'm not sure, but one of those, going back then, they wanted to use the turkey as a national bird, but of course, this Babylon the Great, they use that eagle, man. Right? Okay, but it says, having created the illusion that the president was sporting a pair of devil horns. And they could have set it up like that. But if not, either way, it's all by the spirit and power of Yahweh by H.I.M, man, because man's goings of the Lord. Hey, the Lord is showing this man to be the damn devil. He's showing, he just clear, and Jake not taking cover, man. And the only cover that you can take is under Yahweh by H.I.M. See, Jake just out here just, uh, football games are going to be coming on this Sunday, and they're just out here, the ones that aren't really affected by the federal shit, the federal shutdown, because Jake's still out here just working. You still got millions and millions and millions of Americans that it's not affecting like that, other than whatever. But people just going to work daily and getting their little pay, and they just going out on the town and they just still doing what they would have normally have been doing, but these people are not lasered in or focused on the fact that this man is the damn devil, man, and he's coming down with great wrath right now, right? Okay, but it says fitting, wrote X user Mag Gigi, a frequent critic of Trump, who amassed more than 3,100 followers. The photo was taken Thursday during a cabinet meeting attended by Trump and a number of high-ranking officials in the administration. Photojournalist Jim Watson, formerly a photographer for the U.S. Navy, captured the shot of Trump with the golden statue of a bald eagle, his wings raised directly behind Trump's head, with Democratic strategist Keith Edwards shared on social media with the following caption: "New picture of Trump with devil horns just dropped." Yeah, man. His post, hey, that shit spread. He got 900,000 views, almost a million views. As of yesterday, and today, it could. Ain't no telling what it's gonna go to. With users noting the symbolism, that's what I just said that. I didn't even notice this was in here. That symbolism of Trump depicted with what appears to be a set of golden horns, right? This that guy. It says biblical, wrote Adam Cochran, which I'm thinking that's one of those T hats. A professor and policy consultant who amassed more than 258,000 followers on X, just not in the way Mega expected. Yeah. All you Edomites, though, man, are the spiritual, or you're the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan on this planet, man. All you Edomites are. It says others like X user Brizzle Logi, who frequently posts cryptocurrency content, has amassed more than 6,700 followers, dubbed Trump as the Lucifer, bringer of light. And that's all that Lucifer goes into. It's not, Lucifer is not going off into a person or a man. Matter of fact, you know what? Because you have this Christians think that when they see the word Lucifer, they think that this is actually talking about Satan, and it's not. And it's only in the scriptures once. Isaiah 14:12. So let's just get this word. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" And that's, can go off into Isaiah 47:1 as well. Matter of fact, let me get that. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Because their whole system and kingdom is breaking down. Now let's go back. Their whole system and kingdom is breaking down. But let's get this word Lucifer. Because let's just get it. Let's see what it's going on in the Hebrew. It is H1966 halal. So let's go into it and see what it's Lucifer. See, it just means light bearer. And you have light bearers on the right hand side, and you have light bearers on the left hand side. Why? Because the Lord, He created everything in twos. Let's get that real quick. That's all that it means. It's not some red guy on the ground. This is what they've taught the people, that there's some red guy on the ground. He's got the spandex suit on with the pointed tail. He got the horns on his head. He's got a triton, you know what I'm saying, or a pitchfork or whatever you want to call it. And he's poking people in the ass and torturing them around this lake of fire. And that's just not biblical. That's not scriptural, man. Slop. Yeah, let's get Ecclesiasticus 33. I'm going to start at verse 13, also known as the Book of Sirach in the 1611 King James Bible. I'm just going to start at 13, but the point is in 15. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh them best. So the Lord, he actually created these people to be the wicked. That Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he? You know, the Lord created a wicked people. He created a good people. And I'm going to get this in verse 15 here to set it up, rather. It's Salakia. Damn. Fucking apps, man. Verse 14, Ecclesiasticus 33 and 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Because the Lord, he created good and evil. He created the godly and the sinner, right? Verse 15, the point. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. See? So he created everything in twos. He created a wicked people. He created a righteous people. And Esau, Edom, is the biblical name for the so-called white race. They are the border of wickedness. Scriptures talks about him being the border of wickedness. Look at America. Look at the things that they do. Look at the rest of the world trying to copycat America. Look at the rest of the world. Soon as these nations start to take on the customs of America in their countries, you notice that it's just a downgrade. Everything just starts to die. You know, it just starts to crumble. Yeah, look at America. This place is doomed, man. This place is done. You're not. You imagine another 50 years of this place, another 100 years of this place. Are you serious? Another 20 years of this place. Imagine it. So this man is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. And Trump, again, he's doing a lot of shit, man, that really, we believe that this man really is that cruel Lord. But again, this is it says Lucifer, light bearer, shining one, morning star, Lucifer. And on the right hand side, Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, he would be a Lucifer or light bearer on the right hand side. He would be a light bearer. He on the right hand side, he's the ultimate light bearer. He's the ultimate knowledge bringer, the ultimate wisdom, the ultimate, you know what I'm saying? You know, under Yahweh, Yahweh rather. You know. And this guy playing this old ass music, Salakia, y'all. He's down the block playing that shit loud as hell. Let me see what else they got in here. 1984, to shine. See that? To shine God's favor, to flash forth light, to praise, boast, be boastful. See, it don't say anything about a man nowhere. It's not. It don't even mention Satan. It don't mention the devil. Because if these Christians were accurate, it would at least have the word devil in there. It would at least have the word Satan in there. Which Satan just goes off into an adversary. You know, the word devil just goes off into deceiver. And this man is the ultimate deceiver. You know? He's literally on stage with the suit and tie on. I was just watching him, you know what I'm saying? He was going off into, he had a couple of little get downs today, you know, in the White House. So I'm talking about drugs being cheaper. Of course, yeah, drugs being cheaper in America, that ain't gonna do nothing but create a bunch of even more fucking drug heads. These people are already druggies. Now, you know, you bragging about making the drugs even cheaper for the people to get. They just had that little, you know, with Dr. Oz, a reality guy, Dr. Oz. I forgot his position. R.F. Kennedy Jr. He had a few other guys around him. And then, of course, he was talking about those tariffs. Now he's about to, you know, raise the tariffs on China another 100%. Some crazy shit. So you people with your Christmas gifts and all that silly shit, y'all about to be in for a rude awakening. Your Thanksgiving, you know, people they not all that goddamn Halloween candy. People not buying that fucking that shit expensive as hell. Cause cocoa done went up. The tariffs on cocoa has shot through the roof. Matter of fact, they was on the news. They was talking about, well, hey, if you're gonna do the trick or treat thing, just get a candy without the chocolate in it. Cause that chocolate, all that chocolate shit, man. Look, walk through Walmart or any of these stores, you know, like the little miniatures, little candy bars. You just better get those big ass bags, you know what I'm saying, with all the assorted candy bars and stuff like that. And you know, that's generally what people would get. They'll get that, you know, get a couple of bags, you know, throw them into some little baskets and shit. Little kids come up and ring your damn doorbell. You know, you grab your couple of little things and you keep it moving. Man, no, that shit not moving. People like fuck that. You know, they like lights is gonna be off on my porch this year because the mirth is gone. The Lord is snatching the mirth up out of this place, man. You know, everything is this shit. The shit that this guy is doing, and it's crazy that these people don't realize. That's how you know he the devil because he's slitheringly, sneakily. You have to be the devil to pull the shit off that he's pulling off, and people are not uprising, man. Real talk. This guy doing a lot, man. But you know, people don't really be paying attention like that, though. You know, these Americans, because they got their bread in circus, they're not you know, paying no attention like that. Okay, but this goes off into it says it's the love child foretold in South Park. So if you remember that episode, maybe a month, 2 months, or whatever back, you know what I'm saying, where they had uh, Trump sliding off in the bed with Satan, you know what I'm saying, in that South Park episode, man. So it's crazy, man. It says, and others noted that what they believe would be the outrage among conservatives should a similar photo have been taken of a Democratic president. Yeah, yeah. Had them horns been behind somebody like Biden, which is ass the damn devil too. He ain't no better. You know what I'm saying? But just imagine that. These Edomites on the mega side would have been eating that shit up. It says if this was behind Biden, once mega would have been holding prayer circles daily outside the White House. Yup. But anyway, that's pretty much about it, man. I seen this. It's kind of funny. But let me get that one because I really believe, hey, Trump, man, this dude, the shit this guy been doing. I was just watching him yesterday, and he was talking about, yeah, everything that we're doing, we're targeting the Democrats. He going after his political rivals. He can't just be the president and say, you know what, let's just make America great again. And the people that didn't vote for me, let me just prove to them that, you know, they made a mistake by not voting for me. Look at my track record. Look at what I'm doing. Like, let your work speak, you know what I'm saying, to those that didn't vote for you. You know? Because these people are still Americans. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you having a classroom, a teacher, and the teacher got 30 or 40 students, you know what I'm saying, and you got this one side of the class that you just don't like because they don't like the way you teach, whatever the fucking case may be. But guess what? They still in your class. You still got to teach them. They still need to be educated. You as the adult in the classroom, you're the one that's in power. You should have the, the temperance to say, well, hey, they got to be taught. I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I do. You know, maybe in the future, if they ever see me again, they'd be like, hey, Mr. Robinson, I appreciate the way that you taught that class because it definitely is helping me in life right now. No, this dude Trump, man, he like, nah, I'm gonna tear this bitch up by fucking with these Democrats that voted against me. So this dude, man, he's all over the place, man. But let me get we already here, so let's get this Isaiah 9. Is that what is let me see here. Yep, Isaiah 19:4. It says, and the Egyptians, which is this is pretty much modern day spiritual Egypt, man. Spiritual Egypt and Sodom, man. A bunch of goddamn HOMOs running around, a bunch of freaks and damn weirdos running around in this boy with all these Egyptian symbolism. That's more symbolism of the Egyptians, man. And the Egyptians will give, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Hey, and we believe that, man, that this is the guy. Matter of fact, let's get this word cruel. It's Quasah, 87186. Hard, cruel, severe, obstinate, hard, difficult, stubborn, stiff neck. Yeah, man, that's Trump, man. It says churlish, cruel, grievous, hard hearted. Yeah, he's a hard hearted man, man. Heavy, impudent, obstinate, stiff neck. It says sore, sorrowful, stiff neck, stubborn. And look at the chaos that he's causing throughout this country when it comes to the people, man. This guy's sending military amongst American citizens. He don't care if you were an American or not, man. They'll throw your ass in the back of a squad car or a van for 10 hours, or you can be locked down for a day or so, man, and with no. They don't have no warrant. You ain't getting no due process. They don't give a fuck. They just like, we're gonna hold your ass until we know until we get the information that we want. If you okay, we're gonna let you go. But if not, and they don't even have to they can take their time. They can really illegally roll down the block and kidnap your ass, man, and hold you without your people knowing where you at. That's cruel as hell. You know what I'm saying? You see they zip tying the babies, right? Niggas like, fuck the babies. What you zip tying babies for? You got little babies with their arms behind their back, man. You zip tying them and shit, because you don't have small enough handcuffs for them. Because if they had the little baby handcuffs, they had them babies in handcuffs, man. This dude is harsh as hell, man. Let me see, it's another word in there. Fierce. Let me see what is it. Fierce in there? Yep, fierce. It's Oz. H5794. Yep, strong, mighty, fierce. Yep, vehement, harsh. See that? Fierce, greedy, mighty, power, roughly, strong. See? H5810 from the etymology is from that. So let's see. Okay, it's saying to be strong, prevail, to make firm, strengthen. Yep, literally harden, impudent, prevail. Yeah, but anyway, man, this dude, man, he's all over the place. He's wicked as hell, and it's starting to show. And he know that he had but a short time, and then with this, of course, this supposedly ceasefire bullshit with Israel, which Israel not gonna cease fire. So they supporting all that shit. They done came up with laws to because people that haven't been paying attention to the laws that they've been setting up here in the Americas for these Israelis, man. With that October 7th. See, when October 7th came around, people wasn't really paying attention to, okay, that's supposedly the anniversary of Hamas running off into their spot, which, is plenty of information that's saying that Israel knew, that there's no way that attack could have went down like that. You know what I'm saying? Because Israel has the most secure borders in the world. Nothing like that could have had gone down, man. Without them actually allowing it to happen. So they own BB, they on his head right now. You know what I'm saying? And they want his ass out of there. But they signed. It's a few different things that they put in place October 7th that people wasn't really paying attention to. Because the small, well, we can, I ain't gonna say small. The small HATs. They're losing right now, and they've lost that narrative. People are looking at them sideways now, all over the world. All over the world. So now, they're trying to use influence and, buy up these social media apps, or get on these social media apps and try and do, damage control and shit like that. But that shit not working, man. People starting to look, they like, nah, man, we done. Especially this new generation. New generation, they not having it. They like, nah, man, we don't want our tax money going towards no shit like that. Them old boomers, you know what I'm saying, that was really fooled into believing that they were really the people. Them the only, and they dying out. They not lasting that long, and what little money that they have, their pensions and shit like that, they just trying to just survive. You know what I'm saying? But these new schools, nah, they ain't going for it. They not with that Israel shit, because they can see through that shit. Social media is too vast. That's why they're trying to get in control of it. So you got that going on as well. So Trump, he's supporting a foreign nation over his own citizens, man. You know what I'm saying? That actually pay taxes. He's using the citizens' taxpayer money to send to a foreign nation, man, and taking better care of them than he's actually taking care of his citizens. And it's all that, my man says it's a big club and you're not in it. And these Americans, they starting to catch on, but it's too late. And it's not that it's just too late. It's nothing they can do anyway, because it's prophetic. But this guy is most definitely the wicked, man. Him and his whole cabinet. Look at his cabinet. Look at this guy, Pete Hegseth. Let me go back into this photo real quick, though. I'm gonna end out though. Let me see here. Look at this shit, bro. Somebody got that. I think they might have set this up on purpose, man. Look at that shit. And like, yeah, if you just sit right there with these weirdos around them, all these yes men. Nobody is, nobody with the balls to say, hey, look, man, you fucking up. You fucking up, bro. You fucking us up. You got the weirdo ass Pam Bondi, weirdo ass Christy Gnomes. You know what I'm saying? Weirdo ass RFK Jr., weirdo ass Oz. A bunch of Edomites around him. And not to mention those weirdo billionaires that's about to try and computer chip every goddamn body. So that's really what's next. That's really what he's doing his thing to crash this place. Damn, it just started raining right out the blue. He's doing his thing to crash the place, so they can go ahead and usher in that MOTB, man, that Market of Beauty and the Beast. So hey, be alert, keep your head on a swivel. This is a perfect photo, though. It's the perfect picture, man. So just wanted to touch on it real quick. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and the Bible Ball.